Hello everybody, and here we are again with another Dokkan Battle video. It's your boy Minatos, and we finally have the information for Toppo and Dyspo's Extreme Z Awakening. Now just a quick look, I wanted to go ahead and show you the stats for their Extreme Z Awakening. If we go ahead right here, Toppo would have 15,000 HP, 15,000 attack, and 12,000 defense. That is pretty solid, more of a rounded out build, I would say. Almost 16,000 attack, not too important. He has more of a support type unit. And Dyspo would have 16,000 HP, almost 17,000 basically, 16,000 attack basically, and 11.4 thousand defense. So they have pretty good Extreme Z Awakening stats. Of course, as an EZA unit, especially as a summonable EZA, they should have pretty decent stats right here. And I did take a look a little bit at their information right there, and as you can see at the top, one of them could reduce damage depending on HP. So let's go ahead and take a look at these translations, courtesy to Goresh, and let's just say these guys are pretty good. So let's look at Dyspo first, of course, since he is right there. Dyspo's old leader skill used to be AGO type key +2 and HP attack and defense plus 70%. Now he has AGO type key +3, HP attack and defense plus 100%. We've been getting a lot of good AGO leaders recently, you know, with the Fit Boo, does AGO Krillin? I believe he only does Universe 7, but we've been getting a lot of decent, more AGO unit buffs, which is good for stuff such as Extreme Super Battle Road. I would say we definitely need more dodging units. And his old super attack used to do supreme damage to enemy, raises attack for 6 turns. Now it does supreme damage to enemy and raises attack and defense by 50%. That is huge. 50% for 6 turns. That's basically greatly raising your attack for 6 turns. That is what it is. Which I don't believe a unit has ever done that. Greatly raise their attack and defense for 6 turns. I know 3 turns is a thing because no, not physical Vegeta Blue. LR God Goku does that. This is basically him being able to massively raise his attack and defense for 3 turns. But it lasts for 6 whole turns, of course, which is pretty insane. I feel like especially with EZA stats, his defensive stat can get very high, and he does have a chance to dodge as well, and his passive, of course. So his old passive used to be attack plus 20% and chance to evade enemies' attack, including super attack, plus 15% up to 60% at the start of each turn. So it was okay. He did stack attack permanently and just kept raising forever, which was very nice. You know, he could hit very solid numbers, but nothing really too spectacular. Now, he doesn't really get too much of a buff from his EZA in terms of passive stats. So he gets still attack plus 20% and chance to evade enemies' attack, including super attack plus 20%, which used to be 15, and it's still only up to 60% at the start of each turn. So he doesn't get any additional attack from there, but he does get a little bit higher to chance to dodge at the start of each turn, which allows him to build his passive 1 extra turn earlier than it used to be, which is very nice, considering that, of course, as you can see, he doesn't have any defensive buff at the start of turn. So it would be a little helpful for him to be able to dodge before he can get his super attacks off and start really building. And if you give this guy additionals, like 20 additional, he's gonna be insane. So he also gets 20% attack during the turn when invading enemies' attack. So he definitely wants to be in the first slot. Now, I wouldn't say, unfortunately, this guy is great for something like Extreme Super Battle Road. Maybe if you get an additional with him, he'll take decently, but only a 20% chance to dodge from turn 1, and only about 20% attack from his passive. He's going to start out very weak. He is definitely a long-term event unit. I'm not too sure how good he'll be. He'll probably be very impressive. I know by now Akatsuki knows how to balance your units and make them look really good. But then again, we do have those oddities such as Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and even Super Saiyan 3 Broly. So we'll have to wait and see how he does in the actual game. I do have him 100% and I will be doing a showcase on him. So yeah, I still have to do Broly's. Anyways, going on with Toppo's EZA, this is the one that we're all excited for. His old leader skill used to be all types key +2, 70% to stats. Now it's all types key +3 and 100% to 80% to each stat, which is pretty good. No one really would use him as a leader though. Maybe in an Extreme Z area if you have to, but other than that, you wouldn't really care. His old super attack does supreme damage and raises allies attack by 25% for one turn. Now he does supreme damage still, but raises allies attack by 30% for one turn, which is not bad. It's nothing really too important. His old passive is all allies attack and defense plus 35% and all enemies defense minus 50%. Now Toppo got a huge jump. Um, he's he's just so insane. Attack and defense plus 70% to himself. So now he has a good, solid attack and defense plus 70%. And he gives 1 key and 40% attack and defense. And all enemies minus 70% attack. Defense. Oh, imagine 7% attack, Jesus. 1 key and 40% attack and defense to everyone. That he's he's very, very good. I didn't expect him to give key. Personally, I thought they would only give the 40% attack and defense, but he gives 1 key. Now, 1 key may not seem a lot, but sometimes 1 key is a difference between getting a 17 key super attack and an 18 key super attack. Sometimes some units, such as Beerus, who doesn't really mix well with Saiyans, this Toppo with that 1 key can definitely help him out. And there are a lot of key hungry units recently that have been going on, even with the new LR Goku and Vegeta that released, that are very key hungry. This 1 key is very helpful. Like, think of it, Future Gohan. You may think that the 1 key is not important for the team, but it is very nice. Sometimes you're always that one orb off, and it could definitely be very helpful. And then he also reduces damage by 40% when HP is 70% or less. So it's basically like Android 17. It's about, I believe Android 17 is 77% HP or less. But the difference is that this Toppo is already going to be pretty good defensively, even without the damage reduction. Because again, he did have that like 12.5k defensive stat, which is very high. And the fact that he's going to be 110% attacking defense basically to himself and 1 key, he's going to be pretty solid. You would only really use him as a floating support anyways. So he is going to be very good. I don't really personally care too much that he got the additional attack and defense plus 70%, however. I do like the extra defense. But the thing I really like was that they give him 40% damage reduction, because he just at least wants to tank as a last spot unit. I don't really care if he hits harder. I just care if he defends better as a support unit, and that's what they did give us. So he's going to be very good. Not that he wasn't already very, very good, especially if you run Beerus Realm of Gods. This guy is definitely a staple for that team, and yeah. So many teams. He's on so many teams that he's good on. Realm of Gods. I believe he should also be on Cooler's team, isn't he not? If not, then I know for sure he's on Final Trump Card. He's definitely a Universe Survival Saga. Maybe a potential Universe 11 LR will come out tonight, and he'll buff that. We're thinking that either Jared can come out, maybe even a Universe 2 Girls, which, this Toppo was still buff because they're in Universe Survival Saga together. Like, he's insane. He's so versatile, and I'm really glad that they, just made him a lot better personally, because he was able to take attacks really bad. And I do hope Dyspo turns out fine as well. That 50% attacking defense for 6 turns is very, very good. So hoping to see how they basically perform in game. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching until the end. Let me know what you think about Toppo and Dyspo down in the comments below. Who you're more hyped for. Personally, of course, like everyone, I'm a little more hyped for Toppo, but I'm really interested to see how Dyspo will look in game, because I was wondering what they would do with him. Unfortunately, they didn't go as creative as I thought they would. I definitely feel like they could have given Dyspo something like, when collecting 3 orbs, he attacks always connect, or he just does something new, like disables enemy dodging even, or not that, or he does something new like he disables the enemy's ability to stop you from dodging, perhaps, because in the later phases of, say, Infinite Dragon Ball history against Blue Gogeta or Blue Vegeta, or even in UI Goku, this guy may be hit a little hard because he can't dodge at the end, and obviously his attack offensively, his passive won't be able to build up that additional attack plus 20%, and he is RNG based in terms of wanting like a bunch of attacks before he does attack himself. So we'll have to wait and see how he does. Thank you guys again for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.